What is going on, guys? Reseller Tom here. Today, we're going to be going over the top tips for the Goodwill bins outlet. And this is going to be a full guide on the bins, what you should know about all the different strategies, all the different tips, all the different hacks, and all that stuff. So if this is something that you're interested in, I have a lot more content like this on my channel. So definitely subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and we're going to get straight into it right now. So tip number one is to get there as early as possible. The early bird always gets the worm, especially in LA, because the carts sell out really fast. And then you have to write your name down. They call you like 30 to 40 minutes after. And in that situation, you're going to have to run around with an IKEA bag, which is not good for your back. So try to get there as early as possible. Let's say you can only go there. Let's say like your bins are 2 hours away. You can only go there once per week. Try to get there on a Saturday or Sunday whenever you're off, you have free time. I would recommend to try to go there all day and have the whole week set up and literally just try to source good items. Where I go to, they rotate the bins like every 20 minutes. And so if you're there from open to close, you're gonna have many opportunities. Yes, you could go around to thrift store, but if you have a bins that actually rotate it constantly, it's pretty much like going to a thrift store for 1/10 of the price. The thrift stores in my area, it's LA, they charge like $15 to $20 for very basic items, when I could get those same items at the Goodwill bins for like $1, $2. And so the Goodwill bins is your friend. Don't be scared, don't be intimidated. If you go there for the first time, it is hectic, it is crazy, but all of them are super nice. They are all doing their own thing. They have their own game plan. And not everyone has the same goals, right? Some people are just into vintage. Some people are just into women's clothing. Some people are just into men's clothing. Everyone has their own little niche. And so there really isn't competition. Yeah, you might have a little bit of competition, but if you are there consistently and you show up every single day, that's what success is. It's showing up every single day. If you can show up at the bins every single day, you'll be extremely successful. If not, it's fine. Just stay there longer. Stay there all day if you can. The longer that you stay there, the more opportunities you will have to source and find good items. So ideally, tip number one would be to get there as soon as possible. Get a cart if you can. If not, get an IKEA bag and really go through and be well fed, depending on what works for you. I personally kind of like going there starving, because I feel like it's like a natural Adderall for me. When I'm like really hungry, for some reason I get more focused. I'm a little bit more irritable, but for some reason I have like energy reserves when I haven't eaten in the day. I like intermittent fast every single day, but that's a whole nother topic. However, at like 12 noon, I'll start getting hungry and I'll need that extra energy to go to the rest of the day. So if you don't like intermittent fasting, definitely be well fed, because it definitely helps. Like today I was crashing at noon, and so I went out and walked out and got something to eat, and it really helped me. And I also got coffee, and it really helped me stay another like 3 to 5 hours at the bins, and it really helped me. So be well fed, do what works for you though. Everyone's different, but yeah, being well fed does definitely help, especially when you've already been there for a while. You're like getting irritable and stuff. Start eating halfway through the day at least, and get to work, show up every day. That's tip number one. Tip number two is take your time, and also try to front load all the research. Try to do as much research as you can beforehand, before you go to the bins. Try to find as many brands as possible that are high sell-through rate. Try to front load that knowledge in your cranium. That way, when you go there, you will start recognizing brands. Even if like you're not an expert at brands, even if you don't know every single brand, if you at least research, it gets programmed in the subconscious mind. And then when you come across an item, you'll read the tag, you'll be like, oh wait, I actually researched this last night. This is a good item. So try to do as much research as you possibly can. Look up comps, look up sell-through rates, look at high selling, high tier, and high sell-through rate items. That's going to help you tremendously. And try to go there with a specific goal. I try to get 20 per day, and so I will, and this is tip number two, is like I said, take your time And in the beginning, you might find some items, oh, these are pretty good, I'm just going to hold these. If like today's a flunk and I don't find anything great, at least I have these items. But as they start rolling out more bins, the longer that you stay there, you're going to find better items. So let's say like you go there, your goal's 20, right? Let's say halfway through the day I have 20, but I want to stay there another 3 hours. Let's say they roll out a cart and I find something really, really nice, like a piranha jacket or a quilted goose down puffer jacket, like Patagonia puffer jacket. I'll actually take out the lowest tier item and replace the 20 with a higher tier item. So the goal at the end of the day is to try to have all 20, or whatever your goal is, whether it's 10 or 5, to have it the highest tier items that you can possibly have, because then you want to go home and list them immediately. That is tip number 2, is to take your time and to try to find the best highest sell-through rate items. Don't get discouraged. The first, like usually where I'm at in the morning, it's not good. Like the items for some reason aren't the best. But at around 2 p.m., I know that they're going to have super, super good bangers. Like, yes, you will find some in the morning. And if your goal is 20, maybe you'll have 5 that are in the morning that are really, really good. And maybe the 20 that you have during the morning, they're okay. Like if there was an emergency, I had to go home, I'd be fine with these 20. But as they start rolling out more, you're going to find more higher tier items, and you'll replace those items with like something that's super basic, like a Vans t-shirt or something. Vans t-shirts are pretty good, but this Patagonia puffer jacket is way better. So I'm going to knock off the Vans, and I'm going to add something that's better. And then at the end of the day, you want to have 20 of the best items possible. That's literally what I do. I don't have a death pile. At this point right now, yes, I had like maybe a week queue, but it takes up so much space, takes up so much storage. So for my specific plan, I have to go every single day. And I have maybe a 3-day queue max. And so every single day I have to just source 20 super high quality items. And we're going to talk about tip number 3 here. And it's try to do the first class, try to play the first class game for as long as first class is around. Try to get the latest items that you can that are the highest sell-through rate, most in-demand items. So for instance, I had a Goodwill bins haul today, and I found this Patagonia goose down puffer jacket. It's a small, it's red, and it's super inexpensive. Like at the bins that I go to, it's like $2.98 per pound. And so that jacket is not even a pound. So the jacket probably cost me $1.50. Compared to if I were to get these really heavy like Wrangler jeans that weigh like 3 pounds, if you look at the sell-through rate, they may not be that good. It's not really worth it to spend that much money on something so heavy. So I would recommend to try to finesse the first class as long as we have it around, and try to get the best high sell-through rate items that are first class that you can just put in a poly mailer, and that way you can ship it for $5 to $6.80 max, and then you charge your customer like $5.95 or $6.80 in that range for first class. You'll be pretty good. They'll basically pay for the shipping, and that's kind of a good rule of thumb. I try to go there and just try to get the latest things possible that are the highest sell-through rate, that are the highest demand. I look for cashmere, and this is gonna be step number 4. I'm kind of losing track on the steps. Look for good fabrics. I think that's something that you should really have in the back of your mind, like cashmere, extra fine merino wool, linen's really in demand right now. Keep your eye out for different prints, like Hawaiian shirts are really good, like a Tommy Bahama Hawaiian 100% silk shirt's really good. Factor stack different things. Henleys do good. Floral stuff does good. Plus size women's stuff does good. Cashmere stuff does really good. Linen does good pretty much all year round. Yes, vintage stuff does good. I'm not an expert on vintage, so I won't be able to talk on that topic. But finding different fabrics, different styles that are higher sell-through rate, front load that research, always have that in the back of your mind, and do the best that you can. Stay there as long as you can. If you don't have a Goodwill bins, thrift. Do a route every single day. Go to multiple thrift stores. It doesn't all have to be Goodwill, but do a route and go to as many thrift stores as possible, and try to find the best items that you can for the cheapest amount possible that are the lightest. That way it doesn't cost too much for shipping. So if you guys find this valuable, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe, because I'm going to come out with way more content just like this. I'm going to give you guys the best tips in the reselling community. And that is what this channel is for. It's to help you grow your bank account, to get you to the next level. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you in the next one. Peace.